Our race has not done much to improve the earth. On the contrary, we are destroying it. And in massacring the earth, we are also destroying our home. According to an article by Juliette Jowett, the world is heading for an ecological credit crunch, which she relates to the current financial crisis, while making it clear that the ecological credit crunch is much, much worse. The human race has prioritized industrialization and advancement over the well-being of the earth, and this has led to draining natural resources, pollution, and lack of serious preventative or restorative effort. Humans consume an excessive amount of Earth's limited natural resources every day, and these habits cannot be sustained. Examples of natural resources are water, land, trees, minerals, oil, and rock. We utilize these resources every day in the form of showering, using paper, eating, driving cars, and building houses. Not only is the human consumption currently unsustainable, the human population is growing, and so is human consumption. In an article by David Morgan, he wrote that the ecological footprint of high-income countries is 5 times that of low-income countries, which indicates that developed countries consume 5 times more than low-income countries. Draining the Earth's natural resources, such as deforestation in tropical forests, can cause extreme effects on the biodiversity and species in those forests. In his article, David Morgan states that there was a 28% global decline in biodiversity health between 1970 and 2008. He goes on to mention that the index of species in tropical regions declined by more than 60% since 1970. Contamination of the earth has led to massive pollution in air, water, and land, as well as ozone depletion. Water, air, and land are all heavily affected by pollution through oceanic spills, CO2 emissions, and trash and harsh chemicals dumped into landfills. Air pollution is caused by CO2 emissions from motor vehicles or power plants, methane emitted by livestock, especially cows, and sulfur dioxide in smog, and chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs, such as an aerosol. An article in National Geographic wrote that in the last 150 years, such activities have pumped enough carbon dioxide into the atmosphere to raise its levels higher than they have been for hundreds of thousands of years. Ozone depletion is one of the most serious consequences of our neglect towards the Earth, and in turn is a great contributor of global warming. The main causes of ozone depletion are CFCs from aerosol sprays, mentioned earlier, which were all too common in industrial nations for the past 50 years. National Geographic's article on ozone depletion explains, when CFCs reach the upper atmosphere, they are exposed to ultraviolet rays, which causes them to break down into substances that include chlorine. The article continues on to the most shocking fact. 1 atom of chlorine can destroy more than 100,000 ozone molecules, according to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Though there have been efforts, even official laws enacted to reduce pollution and restore Earth's natural resources, they have not been enough to compensate for the damage that we have done and the damage that we are still doing to the Earth. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency defines the Pollution Prevention Act. It established the national policy that pollution should be prevented or reduced at the source whenever feasible. Relatively straightforward, pollution should be prevented before it happens, if possible. If prevented, efforts to reduce pollution would be much more effective, rather than attempting to clean up a mess that has already happened. Furthermore, the Pollution Prevention Act is multimedia. In this context, multimedia refers to water, air, and land. This act covers the largest areas of pollution rather than just one, widening its range of improvement. However, even with this preventative measure and many more, pollution and diminishing natural resources are still global issues. Too many people ignore these problems or pass them on to environmental agencies to deal with them, when in reality, these problems are on everyone's shoulders. As we drain the earth of its natural resources, clean air, water, and land, we are also demolishing our home bit by bit. At the rate we are going, within the next 50 to 100 years, if we're even that lucky, we won't have a home to live in. And the more we dismiss these global issues and fail to take responsibility, the less chance we have at saving our world and ourselves. We need to start acting now, which I will discuss in my next speech. Thank you.